What's happening, man? Welcome to day 18 of the 30-day check-in. Um, I'm not sure if y'all saw my last video, but my last video was I was a little bit down in my last video. But I still had peace and joy, but you already know. Oh, excuse me. You already know we about to get straight into this word, man. So today I'm gonna read a little bit more. So it's the chapter is Matthew 15. The book is Matthew, the chapter is 15, and the verses are 32 through 39. The reason why I chose this chapter was simply because I was reading my daily devotional, and it told me to read chapter 15, and it was a really good chapter to me. It really spoke to me, and I'm gonna explain why after, but let me get straight into this word. So the title of these verses 32 through 39 is Jesus feeds the 4,000. So it says, "Then Jesus called his disciples to him and said, 'I have compassion on the crowd because they have been with me now 3 days and have nothing to eat.'" Note that. "And I am unwilling to send them away hungry, lest they faint on the way." And the disciples said to him, "Where are we to get enough bread in such a desolate place to feed so great crowd?" And Jesus said to them, "How many loaves do you have?" They said, 7, and a few small fish. After directing the crowd to sit down on the ground, he took the 7 loaves and the fish, and having given thanks, he broke them and gave them to the disciples. And the disciples gave them to the crowds, and they all ate and were satisfied. And they took up 7 baskets of full broken pieces left over. Those who ate were 4,000 men, besides women and children. And after sending away the crowds, he got into the boat and went to the region of Magadan. I might have said it wrong. So of course that's a miracle, right? We about to talk about it. Of course that's a miracle, right? God fed more than 4,000 people. That was 4,000 men, not including the women and the children. So it was a great mass of people there. And what I really wanted to focus on, and what really got me, was the people were with him for 3 days without eating. As we know, as believers, we're supposed to fast, right? To either receive a blessing or receive answers for the things we're fasting for, or even to strengthen our faith in our walk and our spiritual journey. Because our flesh is weak. Our flesh wants things of this world, but we're supposed to want things of God, and that's why we have to kill our flesh and fast, so that we can become more spiritual. We can have more of a spiritual eye. We can begin to say no to the flesh when it wants to sin and do certain things, right? But man, it's amazing that this is how I look at God too, and it just cleared it up for me, is that of course, like I said, fasting, sometimes you can receive a blessing at the end and get answers that you're looking for, but for the people to be following Jesus, trusting him, really just putting their faith in him, for 3 days these people were not eating, and on the 3rd day Jesus fed them. What type of faith do you have to be? I'm not sure if they were in a desert, but the disciples said, in this desolate place, he was like, where are we gonna find food, because there's no food around? So what type of faith do you have to follow Jesus, follow this man in this desolate place for 3 days without eating, trusting that you were going to get fed. Because nobody's just going to go into a journey and just, okay, we just going to follow him. And it's a whole bunch of people like, it's either they had to be thinking like, I don't know what we going to eat, what we going to do. Or they really just had faith that everything will work out. And that's the part that's highlighted for me is not only we, but I want to live the same way where, it even makes me want to go on my own personal 3-day fast for 24 hours. Because Jesus fed them. So for me, I feel like he will feed me. Not only will I be able to eat after my 3 days, but I feel like he will be able to feed me spiritually for maybe the things I'm looking for. But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention that these people didn't eat for 3 days and had faith and was following Jesus, and they ended up getting fed. And I believe that God can do the same thing for us. Like he will come through, and that's encouraging to me, and that's how I feel. That's how God has always came through for me. And I know that they had to be going through it, but he still came through and he still fed them. He fed everybody. And I believe God will do that for me, and for everybody else if we have faith in him, So that was the scripture of today, and hopefully I'll grab something from that, because that kind of like encouraged me. But I'm about to just get into talking about my day. It's a little chilly, my heat working, but I don't know, I'm just cold. I've been working out a lot, so sometimes when I drop weight, I get cold now, so but yeah, man, today was the first day of the Financial Peace University at Elam. I feel like it's gonna be a real blessing for everybody there, including myself. I'm excited for it, teaching us how to budget and really just have that financial literacy that we all kind of seek. And I believe that with any type of growth that we have or that we want to do, we have to sacrifice things. So, it costs $99. A lot of people look at it like, oh, I don't want to spend $99. I don't have it. And some of those people do have it, and they are spending on other things. But why not invest it into yourself, into your future, and learning how to be better with money and to be more aware of where your spending is and your budget. So for me, man, it's, again, I always preach growth, that your money not gonna save itself, we have to gain the knowledge. The Bible says my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, but we have to gain the knowledge and apply it, so sometimes you have to put yourself in predicaments that you've never been in. Like a lot of the times for people I know, or just people in general, we might not know how to save money and put up money, but we scared to invest $100 into learning how, it's like people don't believe that this will actually help them, and it will, but sometimes I was taught or I've heard from somebody that sometimes, like, for me to turn to God, it wasn't that hard for me. I took accountability over my life, and I was like, I don't like where I'm at. I did a self-reflection, and I wanted to know God, right? And I sometimes had a conversation with somebody, and I was like, man, I don't get it. Like, why don't people just turn to God, And he was like, man, some people haven't been through it enough. Like, they haven't reached that rock bottom yet, or some people wait until they lost it all or just don't have any more answers to turn to God. And for me personally, I didn't want to reach that point, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I want I want the relationship with God. I want all the blessings He has for me, all the wisdom He has for me. And yeah, man, some people just don't want to do those things, but you can't judge them. Sometimes you can't. You can't. All you can do is lead a horse to the water. You can't make the horse drink it. So, for me, I think sometimes it's sad because nobody likes to see something work out for somebody else. And they're like, dang, I should have done that. So sometimes I don't want people to go through that. And yeah, man, I wish more people would join it, because I think it's really going to be a blessing. But, we had that today at 10 o'clock. I got off, came home, took a nap. Or I think I shoveled threw the salt down, took a nap. And I woke up kind of tired again, like I said a few videos ago. And someone was telling me, like, go to the gym. So I called my boy up, like, hey, bro, let's go to the gym. And then let's go out and work on some stuff. So, I updated my stuff on my website after going to the gym, had a good workout, took a shower at the gym, saving money, instead of, wasting my water here. And then boom, now I'm here. But yeah, man, today was a solid day. What I realized over my life or what I realize now in the season I'm in, is that, I said it before, but tired hands are idle hands. Where for me, I need to have a goal set for me to do the things I'm doing. And for example, and this will be the last thing before I stop this video. When I woke up and I was feeling tired, I didn't have any goal set for myself throughout the day. I had things that I know I wanted to do, but I had nothing pushing me to do it within this time period. So let's say if it's like 6 o'clock, I got 6 to 12 before I go to sleep. And sometimes that's a lot of time for you to procrastinate. So when I made the decision that I was going to go to the gym, now I had to look at the time for me and my friend was going to go to the gym. So I was like, okay, we going to go at 8. So I had from 6 to 8 to do stuff in between that time. I'm like, okay, before I leave this house, I need to do these certain things and then get ready. So I did all those things. I took care of my dog. I washed some clothes. I straightened up a little bit, and then I got ready. I even counted the inventory that I needed to upload it to my website. And then I went to the gym. And then after the gym, we went out to work on, things we needed to work on. And I realized for me, it's not to keep yourself busy for a distraction, but it's to set goals for yourself and to keep yourself busy. Because sometimes when you are not busy enough, or when you don't set any goals, you stay stagnant and you don't grow, and you start to procrastinate and get lazy. So that's what I'm learning about myself. And for me, busy is kind of good, but I don't got it all figured out. I feel like a lot of things, I feel like the pieces to the puzzle are starting to come together. But yeah, man, that's really it for the video, man. I just thank y'all for coming to day 18 of the 30-day check-in. And you already know. I'll see y'all tomorrow.